Hey guys, Chad Shimabukuro here with Keller Williams. I'm one of your brokers in charge. I wanted to give you some information about Residential A and the taxes. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. As you can see here, I have a couple of listings. I just pulled things from Hawaii Lower Ridge, and the purpose of this conversation is with regards to Residential A taxes. So the definition of that is an investment property, so one that is not owner-occupied, that the value is not determined by what the list price is or the market value, but the value is determined by what the county determines it as in terms of the tax assessed value. So this is the assessed value for the improvement. That's the building. This is the value for the land. And then total, this is what the county deems this property to be valued at. If it is a owner-occupied property, one way to tell that is by looking here for a home exemption. There can be an $80,000 exemption, could be a $120,000 exemption right here. If there's none, and the property value, again, being determined by this figure here, is over $1 million, it could be classified as Residential A. And it's important for you to know that because when you're listing a property that's Residential A, you're going to want to make sure that you indicate the property tax the right way. In addition, if somebody is going to be buying a property, so you're representing the buyer and you're looking for properties online, and they will be renting that property out. So if I had a client that was buying this property here, they're going to be spending 11 million plus on this property, and they're going to be paying taxes, but not at this tax rate here. And the reason why you know that is this tax rate is based upon an owner occupancy. So if they don't occupy this property, their tax rate is calculated much differently. So I just wanted to show you what that looks like. This property, let's look it up real quick in Q Public. We're doing a search here. Here it is right here. We pull it up. Property classification is right here, and it's classified as residential. So when you list a property and you are creating the listing and what you're putting onto the MLS, our firm's policy is to take this total assessed value, and this is not the net figure. So the net is going to deduct the property exemption. We don't consider that. So this here, and you're going to take that, and it's $3.50 per thousand of assessed value. Now, that's $3.50 per thousand assessed value if it's classified as residential and it's an owner-occupied property. That's what the tax rate is, but it's important to know what the tax rate is if it's a Residential A. So here's another example. So this one here, we already know per the home exemption that it's an owner-occupied property. If I click on this next one here, and these are just random properties, but this one here is also in the same area. So I'll do a search for this, but if you notice down here, the home exemption is 0. And the reason why the home exemption is 0 is because they don't occupy that property. So the assessed value is pretty close to the one previous, right? Not the asking price, but the assessed value. So pretty similar. The only difference being how it's being classified. But you notice the tax. This one is taxed at $19.39 per month, whereas the previous one is being taxed at $11.04 per month, and they're relatively close in value. So why is that? Well, let's take a look. Let's look it up here. So we'll go back to Q Public. We'll do a new search. And here's that second property. If you notice here, property class, this one is classified as Residential A. So Residential A, here are the tax rates. For residential, as I mentioned before, it's $3.50 per thousand of assessed value. Whereas with Residential A, you're going to have to do a different calculation. It's $4.50 per thousand of assessed value up to $1 million. And anything that exceeds $1 million is $9. There are rumors and rumblings that will increase either to $9.50 or even $10. But as of right now, it's $9. So make sure that you calculate that properly, especially if you represent a buyer that is buying a property that while it could be owner-occupied now, they intend to use it as an investment property. They should know what that new tax rate is and how it's going to impact them. And if we're listing a property, we want to make sure that we calculate the right thing when we list it on MLS. So hopefully you guys find that helpful and useful. If you guys need any information from me, don't hesitate to email me. I'll put my email in the video. And good luck.